Hey, we're gonna see Venom. Check out our Venom here. Alright guys, stay tuned for a review after we get done seeing them. Guys, welcome to Just Some Combo. I'm your girl, Sammy Smiles, and this is my lovely husband,
Mark.
Mark. Guess what we seen today or tonight?
Venom.
We got our Venom on tonight. We saw Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and I have to say we was quite delighted. What did you think about it?
I loved it. I loved it better than the first one. Like
Really?
Yeah, I did.
I enjoyed it too. I didn't fall asleep. I didn't fall asleep with the first one either, but I worked earlier today. That's why I say y'all didn't fall asleep. So that shows you right there that it was interesting. Now, before we get started with our review, I do want to let you guys know that it's going to be spoiler talk. So if you don't want to hear all that juicy tea, cut it off here, okay?
And come back later when you see the movie.
You got all weekend, okay? So is it VOD?
No.
Okay, so you got to go to the theater, so remember to stay safe. Keep your mask on if you can. Or social distance.
Yeah.
Okay, guys? Always be safe. So, let's just talk about the movie. What you think about the movie? Your thoughts? And
They introduced Carnage, and I love the way they did Carnage.
Okay.
It's different from his story, his origin story from the comics, but you know.
The Annie wig is gone too, by the way, because I know when they showed the trailer, what was it, a year?
Well, no, it was a tease in the first movie.
Oh yeah. In the end of the first movie, and you see him with a curly wig on. And I'm like, this is Annie, like. Okay, Hard Knock Life, Annie. I'm like, you better rip this wig off, okay? Tyler Perry quality wig, first of all. Party Shop, or Party City, Halloween Shop wig. Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad they got rid of that.
Yeah, they did.
I did like how they brought him into the fold, Cletus. I like how they kind of told his story, even though they did it in animation, but you caught on really quick. You knew. You followed along pretty well.
Yeah.
On why they never really explained why he did it. He said he did it because he was a lost child. And what I meant by what he did was, murder people and kill people. Like he killed numerous people. His grandma, dog,
he just
mom.
Did it.
Then he did it just. Well, he claimed he was a lost little boy, but in essence, he did it just to do it. And I mean, and through all that, he found his bright light, which is Naomi Harris.
Shriek. Yeah,
Shriek. Her name is Shriek in this movie, but it's Naomi Harris is the actress.
It's got what's that called? It's got a little mix of story of Maximum Carnage storyline.
Okay.
With Shriek, because she was in that storyline with Carnage, but the way they did this one, I don't like. People was thinking like, oh, they're gonna do Maximum Carnage because. If for the third Venom movie, because if they introduce Tom Holland into the universe, whatever they do Spider-Man, then Spider-Man and Venom team up to fight Carnage, and Shriek, and then the whole doppelganger Carnage, Spider-Man or whatever, and that's what people was thinking they was gonna do, but they killed Carnage. They killed him, so I don't see them doing a Maximum Carnage storyline.
But I don't want to speed ahead and get ahead of myself. I apologize. But didn't the end credit scene, which again, spoiler alert, Venom was talking to Eddie. They was laying in the bed in a Mexican hotel or something like that, and he was talking about, you don't know my history, you don't know, we know so much, boo boo boo, and he was like, well, I want to know. He was like, you can't handle it. He was like, I'll give you a little bit, 5% of it, it's 18% of it, and he did it, but all of a sudden everything started morphing into the room, right? And when the room morphed, it was like a Hawaii or Caribbean type of room, like really nice. Like the other one was kind of gritty. This one was like, oh shoot, this is nice. Must have used that Groupon discount. So they had on TV, guess who? Jonah Jameson.
Yeah,
J. Jonah Jameson. My boo boo. Real name. Forgot his real name, but that's my boo. And he's from Detroit too. So what up to Detroit?
Yeah.
What's his name? The actor.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. Yeah, he's from Detroit. So Wikipedia, he is. And he was on TV, so you already know what was up. J. Jonah Jameson. It's Spider-Man. And they had Spider-Man Tom Holland on the news, and then Venom lit the screen. So it shows, they were like, where we at? What happened? It was the multiverse shook up.
Yeah.
It was a shake up. So, theory, maybe Carnage is not dead in this world.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that. Good. I did not think about that. I swear I didn't think about that. 'Cause I was like, he's dead. They killed him.
They killed him in his world.
Yeah.
But not in Tom Holland's world.
Yeah.
So they can do a Maximum Carnage line still, because it could be a Cletus Cassidy in that world.
Yeah, you're right.
Different, probably storyline or whatever, why he was crazy. Maybe they was filling out how people will receive him in this movie. Yeah. And then if they didn't, they would have tweaked it up a little bit or maybe change it a little bit, give it a little freedom. But I think due to that whole multiverse, they're going to use the heck out of the multiverse excuse. Baby, they're going to squeeze it for every juice drop, okay? They're going to use it in everything now. Multiverse.
But we go into the story of Venom, because we are getting away.
Sorry.
But in the Venom story, they pick up back where Venom meets Cletus, because Cletus had been asking for Eddie to come around and tell him his story, and he wanted to, he always looked at Eddie as like they're one and the same.
Yeah.
And Eddie's looking like, I don't want to be bothered with this guy, but they introduce a character called Patrick Mulligan, and he in the comic books is known as Toxin, which is Carnage's son, and in that storyline, he's like Toxin is like a vigilante kind of symbiote, like how basically like Venom is.
He's a cop.
But sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. And so in the comics, sometimes in the comics he wanted to kill Venom and Carnage. So, and he's very strong. He's stronger than Carnage is. So I don't know if they're gonna do that Toxin thing. I thought they were gonna do the Null thing with the God of Symbiotes. I thought they'd probably do that for the next Venom movie. But it looks like it will be a team up, like I was telling you with the whole, with the whole Tom Holland thing. So, but
back to the story.
Back to the story was the what was it? Shriek. They introduced the Shriek character, and her and Cletus was in love, and she protected him in this,
when they was kids, when they was in. I don't know, it was an orphanage or whatever. It was like a place. It was a place for people who was like disturbed, but it was like children, younger people.
And she protected him when he was getting beat up and stuff like that. And they took her away. And then Patrick Mulligan was a cop at the time, a young cop, and he ended up shooting her when she did her shriek noise in the back of the truck. And he thought she was dead, but apparently she wasn't, because they
covered it up.
They covered it up, and they took her to Ravencroft, which usually that's where most Spider-Man villains go to, mostly. And basically, Cletus grows up, and they both grow up, and then Cletus goes to Eddie and tells him the story, and then Venom finds out that the messages in the wall about where all Cletus' victims being, and
Venom have a
photographic memory. Yeah, he's like a photographer.
Because he drew all the evidence and clues on the wall on this big old stroll paper, and they end up solving the case of where all the dead bodies that Cletus was keeping and holding hostage.
And which at the time they were keeping Cletus as just a inmate there, but when they found the bodies and stuff like that, the state reinstated the death penalty for Cletus, so he was gonna get sentenced to death row. So they was gonna give him the lethal injection, and before he gets the lethal injection, Eddie goes visit him. And then they have this conversation. And Eddie's trying to get more information out of him. And basically,
Cletus sent for Eddie to come back because he was like, snitch. Yeah. You snitched on me.
Yeah.
You might as well be here to watch the show.
Right.
You snitch. So he ended up coming back. And, of course, Cletus trying to get under his skin. By him getting under his skin, Eddie got upset. they talked about how much of a loser he was and and he said something about his family. I can't remember. And
Eddie's mom died at birth, giving birth.
Yeah. So he's like, "You such a loser. You killed your mom, giving birth." Ooh. And that just set Venom off actually. And Venom like grabbed him with his symbiotic, stretch and. Tossed him aside, and then Cletus out of nowhere, which I don't know why would you do this, but he bit him.
He grabbed Eddie.
He bit Eddie, and by him biting Eddie, he had his blood on him, and he licked it. And first he looked at it, and it was like moving, and he licked it.
Well, that because he tasted it. Remember, he said, "I tasted blood before." And that's not it.
Yeah.
And then he had like a little blood still on the side of his head. He grabbed it, and he looked at it, and he saw it moving, and he turned around and just licked it.
So through that, fast forward down the line, they was about to perform the penalty, the death penalty, and of course Carnage came, manifested, destroyed everything, killed people left and right.
Yeah,
he was doing Carnage, and he was doing it very uniquely too. And they really did the character justice. How he really looked like Carnage. Even in the final fight scene. He was doing everything that Carnage do with make knives and throw knives and swords and stuff. I thought that was pretty awesome how they did that in the movie. And any other parts we missing? The end. Oh, he ended up fighting Shriek. He told Carnage. Carnage was like, "I gotta kill my daddy, yo," which is Eddie Brock. And he's like, "Well, you gotta find my woman, Shriek." And he was like, "Okay, deal, let's do this." And so through that, they end up helping each other. Out of nowhere, killed the convenience store guy. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And he just drop kicked him and then stomped him like.
This movie's funny. This guy has funny moments. We got dark humor, so some of the stuff is funny.
I'm like somebody be like, "Hey, nice weather today." Pimp slap, the Carnage and just Woody Harrelson have ticks, so. And Carnage is the same thing. If you follow Carnage through the animated series, comic books, Carnage don't give a F. Okay, so through that, they end up linking up, him and Naomi Harris, Shrink.
They went on a town, destroying the city.
Painting the town red, basically. And I forgot to mention Michelle Williams is back in the movie too, and her man. I don't know his name in real life, but Dan is his character, and Mrs. Chan is in it too, and she was funny. There's a scene that Mrs. Chan and Venom was in Mrs. Chan, and that was hilarious. So if you guys watch the movie, check that out. That was funny. But she was a nice little side. She didn't have a bigger role in this movie. She was like more of a side character, Michelle Williams. But she played like a pivotal role, helping Venom and Eddie get back together because Eddie and Venom fell out in the movie.
Basically, how they did in the first one.
Yeah.
She had to get Venom to Eddie, and that's how that situation was. So they did the same thing again.
But they fell out though.
But this time they fell out because
they got mad.
They fought each other and they got mad at each other, and Venom left, and but then it ended up rekindling and hanging out, and got back together again, and they had to fight Carnage and Shriek because it was 2 against 1 basically.
And the cop was there too.
Yeah, because they grabbed the cop. Carnage grabbed the cop because Shriek wanted the cop that shot her eye out, and Cletus wanted Eddie. And the Carnage wanted Venom, so they was like they're gonna make they was gonna have a wedding
a red wedding, which is a nod to Game of Thrones. So, and it was R.I.P. to the father that was there at the church because they popped him off.
Killed him.
So like I said, the church scene kind of remind you of Spider-Man 3. I think it was Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, they do a lot of symbiote stuff in the church thing.
Yeah, because of the big bell. So I'm like, Mark. This reminds me of part 3 of Spider-Man. But like I told him, like you said, the big bell is really the reason why they do it at churches because that's like the only place that has an enormous bell like that makes that much of a noise to make them vibrate and make that symbiote thing shake. Unless it was like a jet engine probably or something like that. But they was in the first movie, I think. So anyway, the final fight scene was in there and it was nice. Carnage was too strong for Venom, which I really don't. that really kind of grinds my gears. It's like they kind of make Venom weak in both films. Like,
I think it's because they're very limited because of what they don't want to do too much. Because I felt like they knew what they're gonna do. Like I said, with the whole Spider-Man thing, because if, like I said, if Tom Holland eventually gets the symbiote suit, the symbiote gets stuff that.
He adopts from Peter.
Yeah, he adopts from Peter.
Gotcha.
Like the Spider-Man, the symbol, because Venom don't got a symbol. But he'll get that symbol that I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for a hot toy with that symbol. That's why I was like, I'm holding out on my Venom hot toy because I wanted one with the symbol. And I know they're going to give it to me. So...
so you think he's going to adapt some of the abilities that Spider-Man have into his character? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
And I think that's what it is. So they just giving us like a bare Venom until you get to the.
So just to wrap it up, Cletus died.
Yeah, they killed him.
Shriek died.
Yeah.
And then the cop, we thought he was dead, but his eyes turned blue in the end.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know when.
Yes, he was toxic.
Yeah, I think they were alluding to him being toxic. But I don't get.
I don't know when he got poked or stabbed or when he swallowed this. I don't know what that meant. Maybe I blinked.
No, because it was Shriek that.
Yeah, killed him.
Yeah, Shriek killed him.
Maybe the cop. Maybe he did something to the cop. I don't know, but.
Oh yeah. He called. No, he did kidnap him.
Yeah. So maybe
he gave him probably something during that time, I guess.
And like we said, Venom saved. Oh, they also kidnapped the girlfriend too, so she was there and Van helped and
stuff like
and
that.
stuff. So through all that, Venom, which I thought this was cute, kind of teared up a little bit because he thought he was going to die when he saved Michelle Williams' character because he, because he was like, I don't want, basically trying to save her, and he was getting like chopped up like he was like some steak or something. And then he was just like taking it, but he was doing it for his girl. So all in all, I don't want to go on and on about the review and tell you about every little bit of the movie because I do want you guys to enjoy it and go see it yourselves. Highly recommend it. Definitely go watch. It's one of the better post-pandemic movies. And like I already stated earlier in the movie, they had an awesome end credit scene. So make sure you guys stay and watch that. And that will make you really like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for Christmas. Because December 17th is when the movie released, I believe.
Yeah, for Spider-Man.
And I mean, I'm right along with everybody else. Like, I've never been like, oh my gosh, I gotta go see a movie. He knows that. Like, I'm a patient person. When it comes out. But I mean, in all my years, I think this is one of the most anticipated movies. And I'm talking about Avengers: Infinity War. I didn't know. Endgame, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
but Spider-Man, Spider-Man always been my baby, and I always loved Spider-Man. So in this movie in particular, especially when they mentioned that in the end, it really piqued my interest. So I really want to see how they're going to integrate him in and how all this is going to play out. Because it seems like it may be a busy film, but who knows? Maybe they'll work it out well. Yeah. But I mean, Endgame was busy. Infinity War was busy. And they did a really good job of that. So hopefully, fingers crossed that it will be busy. But I hope you guys enjoyed our review. Any last words?
No, just enjoy the movie.
Please go see it. Highly recommend it. It's a smile. Okay, I'll give it 2 smiles. Well, you guys take it easy. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment on my channel, please. Just for some convo. I'm also on Facebook, Just Some Convo, Instagram as well. So you guys can follow me there. Like my page on Facebook, and please subscribe. And if you like my channel, hit that like button, baby. Alright, that's it for now. When another movie drops, you know what to come to and look at for the reviews. Alright, love you guys.
Peace.